Hi, hello, namaste. This is your Shaker from DSM Academy. Today I am back with very important video. This is for graduation students and for university students who have a subject called as direct taxation. Right. So today we are going to discuss about the topic, one of the head of the income source, which is called as income from house property. So the students, in this video I am going to cover you income from house property examination point of view, how the question will be asked, and what are the various type of questions will be asked, and how to solve it. So this video will have two parts, part number 1 and part number 2. Today I'll explain you part number 1 of income from house property. Right. So here बच्चों यहाँ पे you have to concentrate that what the terms I am using, what are the rules we have to follow, and how to solve the question very simple manner. Right. So the students who are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, and share to the maximum people. So here in this video, I am going to cover you what is income from house property, what are the rules, and how to solve it. Chalo. In this video, I am going to explain you in multiple language, in Hindi as well as English, right? And also Telugu. अब देखिए द स्टूडेंट्स जिसको हिंदी में समझना है हिंदी में समझ जाओ, जिसको तेलुगु में समझना है तेलुगु में भी समझ जाओ, जिसको इंग्लिश में भी समझना है इंग्लिश में समझ जाओ. वीडियो स्टार्टिंग से देख के एंड तक देखे तो ये समझ में आएगा, सम स्किप मारते हुए करे तो नहीं आएगा बेटा. चलो लेट्स बिगिन. So here income from house property. For example, देखो प्रीवियस क्लास में मैं आपको बताया था कि भाई एक इंसान जो है कितने टाइप के इनकम सोर्सेस कमाता है. पहला हो गया सैलरी, जॉब करके कमाता है पैसा. दूसरा हो गया हाउस प्रॉपर्टी. तीसरा कैपिटल गेन, राइट. चौथा हो गया प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम गेन, पीजीबीपी, प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम बिजनेस एंड प्रोफेशन. नेक्स्ट हो गया इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेस. देयर आर 5 heads of income, right? In that 5 heads of income, today our topic is income from house property. Income from house property, section number 22 to section number 27 it covers. It covers how many sections? Section number 22 से लेके section number 27 तक कवर होगा. चलो अब we'll discuss about what is income from house property. For example, एक बंदा मिस्टर ए है, उसके पास एक प्रॉपर्टी है, एक हाउस है, समझो एक घर है, राइट. ओके, इल्लो ఉంది मिस्टर ए దగ్గర. So now if he sells this property, अगर ये घर बेच दे रहा हो, then he will be earning what? Income. ये घर से दो तरीके में पैसा कमा सकता है. ఏంటి నుంచి రెండు రకాలుగా సంపాదించవచ్చు. One is by selling the house, income from sale of house, which comes under capital gain. वो कौन से हेड में आएगा? Capital gain. It comes under capital gain. And for example, if this house he is giving let out, अगर किराए पे दे रहा है, किराए किस तुलना को, then he will earn more money, right sir? So it is a source of income. यही property he can get in two sources. One is by selling the property he can earn income, and that comes under capital gain. And if he is letting out the property to some other person and he will receive income, किराए को दे रहा है, किराए किस तरह से will receive income. So now today we are going to discuss if a person, अगर घर जो है खुद रह रहा है, if he is residing in that house or he is letting out the house, right? Self occupied का मतलब क्या होता है? He is staying in that property. Let out का मतलब क्या होता है? He has let out the property some other person. अब खुद मेरे घर में मैं रह रहा हूं तो मेरे को रेंट आता है क्या? नहीं. Then if that property is given as let out, we'll receive income. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं with some terms and conditions. So here, this is the pro forma how to calculate income from house property. Computation of income from house property for the year so and so. Next, particulars, amount and amount. Gross annual value. From that, you have to less municipal taxes, which is also called as local taxes. It has to be deducted. You'll get net annual value after deducting municipal taxes. Next, you have to consider deductions. Deductions under section 24. So here, under these deductions, we have two deductions in income from house property. First is standard deduction under section 24A and interest on home loan under section 24B. So 24A में क्या होता है? Standard deduction 30% of NAV. Net annual value. If net annual value is there, on that net annual value, we have to calculate 30%. We have to calculate as deduction. Next, interest on home loan under section 24B. So if we have taken a home loan for construction of a property, right? So for construction of any building or etc., we are paying regular interest to the banker or so and so person. So for that, the interest which we are paying, we can claim a deduction in the form of under section 24B. There are certain rules and regulations to be followed while deduction, taking into consideration of deduction. So first of all, we'll discuss about this points, gross annual value. चलो, gross annual value how to calculate. देखिए बेटा, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, अच्छे से सुन लो, क्योंकि सम समझ में आना बोले तो पहली बात आपको ये समझ में आना चाहिए. ముందు సమ్ రావాలంటే ఇది చేయడం చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఇది కనుక్కోవడం కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. గ్రాస్ యాన్యువల్ వాల్యూ. సో హియర్ gross annual value, how we can calculate? There are certain steps. We'll follow that steps. Step number one. Step number one is what? First of all, you have to compare municipal rental value, MRV. MRV stands for municipal rental value. And next is FRV, fair rental value. Municipal rental value, and also what? Fair rental value. You have to compare. So while comparing in the step one, municipal rental value. What is municipal rental value? First of all, municipal rental value is nothing but the people who are residing in the municipal limits. जो भी बंदे म्युनिसिपल लिमिट्स में रह रहे, जैसा कि अपन हैदराबाद में रह रहे तो ग्रेटर हैदराबाद म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन लोकल बॉडी होता है. सो ये ग्रेटर हैदराबाद म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन विल डिसाइड द रेंट. रेंट कौन डिसाइड करेगा? यहाँ पे म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन वाले डिसाइड करते हैं. तो पर्टिकुलर एरिया में इधर का अगर रेंट पे दे रहे तो प्रॉपर्टी इतना टैक्स वसूल करना है. अगर ఏరియాలో ప్రతి ఏరియా వైజ్ గా ఇంత రెంట్ కలెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్పి మున్సిపల్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ చెప్తారు. దాన్ని మున్సిపల్ రెంటల్ వాల్యూ అంటాం. ఫేర్ రెంటల్ వాల్యూ అంటే ఏంటిది? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఎ పర్సన్ ఈస్ స్టేయింగ్ ఇన్ what you call Begumpet. So in a Begumpet, there is a certain street whereby which the property is let out a single bedroom for 10,000 rupees, right? In the same similar area, अगर दूसरा बिल्डिंग में भी अगर कितना रेंट चार्ज करा दूसरा बंदा, उसको बताते हैं फेयर रेंटल वैल्यू. फेयर रेंटल वैल्यू का मतलब क्या होता है? If in the same area, in the same street, if another person is charging, how much is charging for the rent, that is called as fair rental value. In this first step, what you have to do is you have to compare both the values and check that which one is higher. इसमें दोनों में से कौन सा बढ़ के है, ఈ రెండిట్లో కంపేర్ చేసుకొని ఏది ఎక్కువ ఉందో చూసుకోవాలి, రైట్? నెక్స్ట్ అది చూసాక स्टेप नंबर 2 वो देखने के बाद स्टेप 2 कंपेयर करना है. From this, whatever the highest value is appearing, we have to take it as ERV. Means what? Expected rental value. It is called as what? Expected rental value. Okay beta, so we have to see the compare the both, which one is higher, that is called as ERV. Okay, now we have to take ERV and standard rent SR. Okay, if it is there, अगर है तो ఉంటేనే ఈ స్టాండర్డ్ రెంట్ అనేది క్వశ్చన్లో ఇస్తేనే తీసుకోవాలి, క్వశ్చన్ మీద దియేతో కంపేర్ करना, or else there is no need. Now what we have to do is ERV, expected rental value and standard rental value. We have to compare both the things, and from this which one is least, जो कम है, that we have to take into consideration. बेटा समझ जाओ, स्टेप वन म्युनिसिपल रेंटल वैल्यू, फेयर रेंटल वैल्यू, विच एवर इज हायर इट इज कॉल्ड एज एक्सपेक्टेड रेंटल वैल्यू. स्टेप नंबर टू, यहां से जो आया एक्सपेक्टेड रेंटल वैल्यू एंड स्टैंडर्ड रेंट, if it is there in the question only you have to take, or else there is no need to take step number 2. In the standard rent, we have to, standard rent should not be more than, sorry, expected rental value should not exceed standard rent. It means that दोनों में से जो कम है वो ले लेना अच्छा है, the least of the two, right? It is called as, okay, so in the step number 2, while comparing expected rental value, standard rental value, whichever is less, it is called as adjusted ERV. రెండిట్లో ఏదైతే తక్కువ ఉందో అది అడ్జస్టెడ్ ఈఆర్వి, दोनों में से जो कम दिख रहा है बेटा वो हो गया adjusted ERV. Next is step number 3. Step 3, what we have to do is we have to compare adjusted ERV with ARV. ARV stands for actual rental value, यानी जो टेनेंट है उन्हें कितना अपने को पे करा एक्चुअली साल भर में, దట్ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్ రెంటల్ వాల్యూ. అంటే మనం కిరాయికి ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత వాడు మనకి ఎంత పే చేశాడు మొత్తం సంవత్సరానికి అనేది యాక్చువల్ రెంటల్ వాల్యూ అనమాట. సో నాట్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇస్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు కంపేర్ బోత్ ద థింగ్స్, అండ్ ద హైయెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద థింగ్ విల్ బి టేకెన్ యాజ్ GAV, gross annual value. First step number 1 is you have to compare municipal rental value and fair rental value. Highest of the both is called as ERV, expected rental value. Step number 2 is expected rental value, standard rent. And here from this the least thing जो कम है ये तक उंदो అది adjusted ERV. Step 3, adjusted ERV and ARV, whichever is higher is called as GAV. First of all, standard rent. Standard rent is what? The rent which is prescribed by the Rent Control Act, right? So अपन डिसाइड नहीं करते, మనం డిసైడ్ చేయం దాని రెంట్ కంట్రోల్ యాక్ట్ వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు. సో దే విల్ డిసైడ్ వెదర్ ద టెనెంట్ హ్యాస్ టు వెకేట్ ఆర్ నాట్, ఎక్సెట్రా. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అవర్ టాపిక్ నౌ presently, right? These are the 3 steps. First step, second step, third step. This GAV we have to substitute here, gross annual value we have to write, and the taxes will be given in the question. The taxes should be deducted from it. You will get net annual value. From the deductions under section 24, standard deduction, this is same percentage. Every sum will be having the same percentage, 30% of net annual value. Okay, next interest on home loan, etc. Next I'll give you a rules, I'll give you a rules, I'll explain it, then we'll go with the explanation of the problem. So here these are the certain points you have to note while doing the sum. So first is municipal taxes. ये जो मैं राइट मार के बताया, रॉन्ग मार के बताया, वॉट एवर, నేను ఇక్కడైతే రైట్ చూపించాను, రాంగ్ చూపించాను, రైట్ అనేది తీసుకోవాలా, రాంగ్ అనేది తీసుకోవద్దు. जो राइट है वो लेना है, रॉन्ग है सो नहीं लेना है. जैसा कि if the municipal tax is paid by the owner, we have to take as we have to deduct from the gross annual value. Taxes due but unpaid, municipal tax we have not paid, so it should not be taken. If paid by the tenant, no. Arrears of taxes of last year paid in assessment year, means last year dues are paid in the current year, ले सकते, we can take, అంటే పోయిన సంవత్సరం ఉన్నటువంటి డ్యూస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అది ఈ సంవత్సరం కట్టేస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ మున్సిపల్ taxes paid in advance, advance payment of municipal tax, no. Next, when it comes to interest on home loan. Interest on home loan, when it has to be shown as a deduction, these are the points we have to take into consideration. Apart from this, there is a point called as pre-construction interest that will be discussed in the next video. Interest on home loan taken to purchase or construction, repairs or renovation or reconstruction. सो इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्यू बेसिस, घर कंस्ट्रक्शन करने के लिए, रिपेयर करने के लिए, घर रिनोवेट करने के लिए, అంటే ఇంటి కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ కోసం కానీ లేకపోతే ఇంటిని రినోవేషన్ రిపేర్స్ చేయించడానికి కోసం కానీ లోన్ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆన్ డ్యూ బేసిస్. డ్యూ బేసిస్ అంటే ఏంటిది? పోయిన సంవత్సరం ఒకవేళ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కట్టకపోతే అది ఈ సంవత్సరంతో కట్టేసినాం అనుకోండి, అది మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు. पूरा लास्ट ईयर का पिछले साल के जो इंटरेस्ट है वो इस साल में लेकर ले लिए तो ले सकते हैं. If interest is earlier period not claimed as deduction, then it cannot be claimed in the current year. So last year, if he does fail to claim it, present year he is not eligible to claim that same amount. Interest on interest means penal interest. If you are not paid interest on that, if interest is charged, that should not be taken as deduction. Special note: from assessment year 2022, 2002 to 2003, expenses paid for repairs, collection charges, ground rent, land revenue, insurance premium, etc. will not be allowed as deduction. ऐसे चीज़ें deduction allow नहीं करते, इसलिए special note में actual rental value, when you have to take actual rental value, these points to be considered. Total 12 months rent, यानी generally what we do, we calculate for one full year, एक साल भर में, right? तो एक साल भर में जो भी है 1 year दे देते हैं उनको. So first we have to check whether the tenant has stayed in 1 year totally or not. If the tenant has stayed in our property for whole 1 year and paid it, then it will be taken. Outstanding rent, tenant is still in our property. For example, ఒక నెల 2 నెలలు రెంట్ కట్టలేదు, 1-2 మहीना రెంట్ పే नहीं करा उन्होंने, फिर भी अपने घर में किराए को है, ఇంకా ఇంట్లోనే కిరాయికు ఉన్నాడు కానీ కట్టలేకపోయాడు. So that person has not vacated, వాడు ఖాళీ చేయలేదు, वो खाली नहीं करा, 1-2 महीने का या पेंडिंग है, he has not vacated the property, तो वो ले सकते हैं आउटस्टैंडिंग रेंट में. ठीक है. वेकेंसी पीरियड, इफ ड्यू टू एनी वेकेंसी में तो वी आर नॉट अर्न एनीथिंग. ఇప్పుడు ఖాళీగా ఉన్నదనుకో ఇల్లు, ఏమైనా ఇన్కమ్ వస్తుందా? రాదు. సో ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి టేకెన్. వేకెన్సీ పీరియడ్ का अमाउंट का नहीं लेना है. एरियर्स ऑफ रेंट रिसीवेबल. ओके. सो नाउ विल बिगिन विथ ए प्रॉब्लम, with an example problem. ये सम अच्छे से समझो. नेक्स्ट वीडियो आई विल गिव यू वन अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट सम. ये 2 सम्स अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस कर लो, इसके रिलेटेड सम्स प्रैक्टिस करो, यू विल गेट फुल मार्क्स इन हाउस प्रॉपर्टी. राइट. सो विल सॉल्व वन सम. दिस इज फ्रॉम इनकम टैक्स प्रेमराज, C51 पेज नंबर, क्वेश्चन नंबर 6th one. C51 page and question number is 6th one, right? So here Mrs. Sandhya of 45 years age owns a house which was let out to Mrs. Devi on a rent of 10,000 per month. Municipal value of it is 1 lakh rupee and fair rental value is 1,10,000 rupees. Standard rent is 75,000 rupees. Mrs. Devi did not pay the rent for July and so was made to vacate on 31st of July 2023. On 1st August, she let out the property to Mrs. Shanti on a rent of 9,000 per month. Expenses incurred during the previous year are repairs 8,000, municipal taxes 15,000, interest on loan taken to construct the house is 70,000. Calculate income from house property. The question clear cut है कि भाई संध्या, Mrs. I am writing here a small details. ठीक है. So first of all, संध्या जो है 45 years की है. So उन्होंने देवी नाम के एक लड़की को जो है, एक शादीशुदा औरत को जो है 10,000 पे भाड़े में दिया, किराए पे दिया. అంటే సంధ్య అనే ఆమె దేవి అనే ఆమెకి ఇల్లు కిరాయికి ఇచ్చింది. వాట్ ఇస్ ద రెంట్? Rent is 10,000 per month. Okay, right? 10,000 per month is rent. And next is municipal value. Municipal rental value is 1 lakh rupee per annum. Okay, and fair rental value is rupees 1,10,000 rupees per annum. and standard rent is 75,000 rupees per annum. Now, Mrs. Devi did not pay the rent for July. So, Devi did not pay the rent for July month and was made to vacate on 31st July 2023. So, July month is arrears. ठीक है, right? And नहीं पे करे तो उसको ఖాళీ करने लगा है. కట్టకపోయేసరికి ఒక నెల రెంట్ ఆమెను ఖాళీ చేయించారు. On 1st August, she let out the property to Mr. Shanti on a rent of 9,000. So here what happened is, on which date? 1st August. August 1st के दिन जो है she has given to some other person at 9,000 per month. తర్వాత ఆమె కిరాయి కట్టలేదు ఒక నెల, ఖాళీ చేయించిన తర్వాత ఇంకొకళ్ళ కిరాయికి ఇస్తే 9,000 per month. Expenses incurred during the previous year or repairs 8,000 and what do you call municipal taxes 15,000. So municipal taxes 15,000. Okay. So interest on loan, interest on home loan is 70,000. Right, beta. So now let's start the sum. So while starting the sum, first point we have to consider is we have to calculate GAV, gross annual value. What we have to calculate? Gross annual value. The procedure: calculation of gross annual value, that is GAV. Step number 1 is, I already told you, we have to compare municipal rent value and fair rental value, and highest of these, municipal and fair rental value, is highest value. We have to check. So municipal value is how much in the given question? 1 lakh rupee, and fair rental value is how much? 1,10,000. Which is highest? Fair rental value 1,10,000 is highest. Okay. So now it will be what? ERV, expected rental value. So next, step number 2, what we have to do is expected rental value and standard rent. And in this question, standard rent is there, which is 75,000, and expected rental value 1,10,000, and standard rent is how much? 75,000. So least of these, दोनों में से कम, రెండిట్లో ఏది తక్కువ ఉంటుందో అది చూసుకోవాలి. రెండిట్లో ఏది తక్కువ? స్టాండర్డ్ రెంట్ 75,000. Now this will be what? Adjusted ERV. What it is called as? Adjusted ERV. Now what we have to do is step number 3. Step number 3. Okay. So adjusted ERV and ARV, actual rental value, we have to compare. So adjusted ERV is 75,000 and ARV we have to calculate. So how to calculate ARV? Let us assume ARV. First, she has given to Devi on rent. Devi अने टेनेंट की तरफ किराए की चिन्ह, देवी को किराए पे दिए. अब देवी की किराए पे दिए जब 10,000 का था, right? So yearly how many months will be there? 12 months. Am I right? So 1st April 23 से लेके 31st March 24 तक है समझो. 1st April 23 నుంచి 31st March 24 వరకు ఉంది. అయితే ఇందులో she has given to Devi for how much? Rent 10,000 per month, and April, May, June, July. So जुलाई के महीने में जो है, जुलाई के महीने में देवी हैज नॉट पेड द रेंट. ओके. सो नाउ एरियर्स, जुलाई महीने में देवी रेंट पे नहीं करी तो एरियर हो गया. तो अप्रैल का पे करी ना 10,000. हाउ मच शी पेड? अप्रैल 10,000, May 10,000, June 10,000. July she did not pay, so she was vacated. And from August 1st, from 1st August, the property was given to Shanti for how much rent? 9,000 per annum, per month, sorry, per month. So from August से लेके 31st March तक, from August 1st to 31st March, let us count how many months are there. August, September, October, November, December, January, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. How many months, sir? 8 months. Am I right? फिर से काउंट करो. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. How many months? 8 months. So 8 months she has paid the rent. How much per month? 9,000. Means how much? 72,000 she has paid. Who paid? Shanti paid. అంటే శాంతి ఆగస్ట్ 1 నుంచి 31 మార్చ్ వరకు కిరాయికి ఉంది. 8 నెలల రెంట్ కట్టింది 9,000, 72,000 రూపాయలు శాంతి నుంచి వచ్చినాయి. एंड हाउ मच 72,000 शांति पे कर दी 1 अगस्त से लेके 31 मार्च तक. एंड यहाँ पे देवी कितने महीने का पे करी? 3 months, ओनली 3 months, दैट इज 30,000 rupees and 72,000. हाउ मच टोटल? So if any person has not paid the rent and she still is there, she not vacated the property, रेंट पे नहीं करे, घर खाली नहीं करे, वैसे अपने पास है, so there is no effect. We have to consider for full year. Okay, so whenever she has vacated by not paying, then it should be shown as a loss. Okay, it should be deducted. Now ARV is how much? 1,02,000. Highest of these both, 1,02,000. This will be GAV, gross annual value. Chalo, let's start with the problem. The pro forma will be computation of income from house property of Sandhya 31st March 2024, particulars amount. So first we have to take gross annual value. So here gross annual value is how much we have calculated, right? Which is 1,02,000 rupees. 102,000, right? So from that we have to less what? We have to less municipal taxes. Municipal taxes we have to deduct. How much is the municipal taxes here? 15,000 is the taxes. So 15,000 deduct from this. You will be getting how much? 1,02,000 minus 15,000. 1,02,000 minus 15, 87,000. Right? So 87,000 will be net annual value. Net annual value is how much? 87,000. Right, beta? So from this you have to make deductions. Okay, so deductions under section 24. Okay, so first deduction is standard deduction. So గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే స్టాండర్డ్ డిడక్షన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ 30%. స్టాండర్డ్ డిడక్షన్ కిतना रहता? 30% on NAV, net annual value. Here net annual value is how much? 87,000. On 87,000 take 30%. How much it is? 26,100. 26,100. Next is interest on home loan. So interest on home loan, which comes under section 24B. This is under section 24A. Okay, so interest on home loan is how much? 70,000. Take 70,000 as deduction. How much is the total? 96,100. 96,100 deduct from this. 87,000 minus 96,100, how much? 87,000 minus 96,100. 9,100 is the loss. So here we can write it as loss from house property. Loss from house property, how much? 9,100. Whenever there is a loss, you can write it as bracket. So this sum we got loss. So keep updated, beta. So if anyone is having any doubt, please do comment in the comment box. And part 2 of income from house property, in that part 2 there will be both houses, self occupied and as well as let out. दोनों का सम्स कैसा करेंगे मैं नेक्स्ट सम में आपको बताता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. Keep watching the videos. Yash Shekhar signing up. Bye.